Most realtors won't say this out loud, but they should. The biggest risk when you move to Salem, Oregon isn't the house that you buy, it isn't the market that you buy in, it's actually what your real estate agent isn't telling you. And in this video, I'm going to break down things agents avoid talking about, red flags that you absolutely need to watch for, and the realities of living in Salem that can make or break your move. Because if you're thinking about making the move to Salem, buying a house here, you deserve the absolute full picture, not just the highlights. And that's why I do these videos. I made the move to Salem myself. I uprooted my family. And so I come from that perspective, from a non-local view. I was also a real estate agent before moving to Salem, so I have that perspective many years behind me and the experience to help you with your home buying journey in Salem, Oregon. The first and very real problem is the information gap, and that is the information between what an agent actually knows and what they're willing to share with you. And a lot of that stems from the desperation or pressure that an agent feels to close a deal, because real estate is a commission-based business. So if a deal doesn't close, an agent doesn't get paid. And a lot of times you'll start feeling this quiet pressure, maybe them moving you towards a certain property, even though they're not hearing your concerns, or maybe they're not sharing all of the information that would help you make a better decision when it comes to buying a home. You can start feeling this when you're thinking your agent is only telling you what you want to hear, avoiding those hard conversations, and really listening to what your needs and wants are when it comes to your home purchase. And then this information gap spirals an agent down to a particular type of agent, which we're going to jump into right now. And that particular agent basically just becomes a yes agent. Let me explain to you what that actually means. When you ask them, what is this house like? And they say it's great. Or if they ask how the market is and they say it's fantastic. Or about this particular area and they say they love it. And there's no information that they're actually sharing with you that's of any substance. They're basically just feeding you yeses and positivity and reinforcement that whatever house that you like or are considering is a great option for you. And given that buying a home is probably going to be one of your biggest purchases in your life, it's a place you're going to lay down your roots, possibly start a family, it is a place you are going to call home, you're going to want an agent that is honest, trustworthy, and upfront with you, sharing information that they have, and also giving their honest opinion when it comes to understanding what your needs and wants are. Because not every house is perfect, not every area is great. And what I mean by that is in a subjective way. Based on what you are looking for, some areas may be a good fit for you and some may not, based on your lifestyle, based on the type of home you want, based on your budget, based on your commute, based on other different factors. So this is when it's important that your agent is being completely honest with you instead of being that yes person. Because in Salem, there are areas with resale challenges, streets that feel very different at night, neighborhoods that don't fit your lifestyle. Maybe there are known traffic patterns that will affect your daily commute, or large-scale projects that are going to add a lot more congestion to the neighborhood that you're currently thinking of buying in. And a great agent will tell you all of the good, all of the bad, and all of the uncomfortable. If you don't know me already, I'm David Fine with the Real Estate Dads at eXp Realty. I love helping people relocate and buy homes here in Salem. If you are thinking about doing so, make sure you hit me up at the contact information popping up or in the description below. Again, I know what you're going through since I made the move here, and I have a lot of the same concerns and questions that you have. And in this video, we're getting real because I went through the same thing. These next couple of specific points we're going to talk about Salem, Oregon are things that a lot of real estate agents avoid. If you've seen any of my other videos, I do touch upon this, but in this video, we're really going to focus on it. One of the big things that a lot of agents are afraid to talk about or want to avoid is the politics and culture here in Salem. It's one of the questions that I get pretty consistently from people moving to this city. Salem sits in the middle. It's more moderate than Portland, and it's a lot more politically diverse than people expect. And here's the truth. Different parts of Salem feel very different. Some areas feel quiet, suburban, more traditional, and others feel more young, more progressive, more active. And while agents can't legally or ethically steer you in any way, shape, or form, I can't poll the neighbors or ask neighbors questions where they lean politically or steer you in a particular neighborhood because of politics, you certainly should understand the context. Because lifestyle fit matters just as much as a house, and most agents are going to dance around this issue because they're afraid of saying the wrong thing. But our job isn't to tell you how to think, it's to help you really point in the right direction so that you can feel at home when you make a decision to move here. And again, I can't steer you in any way, but I certainly can share data with you and point you in the right direction to find the information that you need so you make a more informed decision. So if certain lifestyle alignments are important to you in your decision-making process, we certainly should have those conversations out loud and not in these hushed tones or just completely ignore it altogether. Another big issue that a lot of agents seem to avoid or want to sweep underneath the carpet is the homelessness and livability here in Salem, Oregon. It's another big question that a lot of people relocating to Salem are coming to ask me, or they're searching in Google. So when people ask me about homelessness in Salem, I give them the honest truth, and that is that it absolutely exists. It's more prevalent in certain areas, and it certainly can affect the way a neighborhood feels. Now, Salem is certainly not defined by homelessness, and we have a lot less issues than you'll find in larger metropolitan areas. It exists, and mainly around the downtown areas or these high traffic corridor spots in Salem. Make sure you're driving around the surrounding areas of that particular house, the neighborhoods that are surrounding the neighborhood that you're looking to buy into, and get a better understanding of the full environment surrounding the house that you're looking to purchase, not just determining what things feel like during that showing. Another red flag that you should be looking out for is what an agent is not telling you about a particular house that you're thinking about making an offer on. And this goes back to making sure you're not working with a yes agent. You're going to want an agent that is pointing out the negatives, the deficiencies in a house, kind of the hidden deal breakers that they're seeing that you may not notice on your first showing, because your agent should be trained or at least have the experience to have walk through the home and quickly identify some of the potential problems a house may be giving you after you buy the house. For many of my clients that are relocating from out of town before they get here and visit themselves, I'm doing walkthrough videos for them, and a lot of times I'm pointing out the negatives. And sometimes I feel like, man, I'm really selling against buying this home. But the reality is, I just want to make sure that my clients, anyone that's thinking about buying this home, is understanding what some of the negatives or challenges that they may be facing when purchasing the home, because it's easy to point out all of the great things. And believe me, I do. Positives, negatives. We said this, the good, the bad, and the uncomfortable should all be discussed and pointed out, whether it's a video showing or a live in-person showing. A good agent should be pointing out the resale concerns, traffic patterns around the neighborhood, potential noise levels, maintenance red flags, future developments nearby, because the reality is you might love the house today, but you may hate it in 2 years from now if you're not fully aware of some of these items. Some specific things your agent really should be focused on are things that are affected by the weather. We have a lot of rain here throughout the year, so things like the roof, the foundation, the way the property drains, your heating, your HVAC system, any moisture intrusions or potential mold issues, these all should be discussed and talked about when touring a home or before writing an offer. Another item that goes unnoticed by a lot of potential home buyers that an agent should be aware about are future developments. These are really easy to find, and they could affect your day-to-day living, your overall lifestyle, the congestion, the traffic patterns, and these also should be discussed, because what a home feels like and looks like now could feel very different when you have a couple of hundred more units being built just a handful of blocks away. A good agent should not be convincing you or selling you on the idea of buying the house. They really should be there to point out the information only, give you the pros and cons about the home, and let you make the decision based on information that they are providing and that you are looking up on your own. So this could be leading you to the question of, how do I find the right agent? How do I find the honest agent? And that is a great question. Some of the things that you should be factoring are finding an agent that isn't trying to rush you into any particular decision. Finding an agent that isn't solely dependent on the commission they're getting from the sale of your deal. Finding an agent that has been through multiple markets, multiple different types of real estate cycles, and finding an agent that can afford to tell you the truth. Some of the questions that you may want to ask are, when have you told someone not to buy, and what were those circumstances? What areas should I avoid based on my lifestyle, and what are some of the downsides of this home and some of the downsides of this area? If they can answer you truthfully and honestly with some great information, then you know you found an agent that is working for you and not just for their commission. If you find that the agent is hesitating or struggling to come up with those answers, then maybe you take a pause and figure out if it's the right agent that's working for you. If you're working with an agent that has nothing but rose-colored glasses saying everything is great, everything is perfect about the home and the neighborhood, then again, you may want to take pause and see if that agent is really working in your best interest. If an agent is not coming up with any negatives or any cons whatsoever about a home or a neighborhood, then again, it's something that you may want to consider. And this is a subjective thing. The agent should know what you are looking for, what's important to you, the combination of the lifestyle you want to live and the home you want to buy in. They really should know all of that. And based off of that, they should also be able to guide you whether this purchase is going to be a good fit for you or not, or at least point out some of the cons that you should consider before making the offer. A good way to start finding the agent that's going to be the best fit for you is starting off with a checklist. And you should have a checklist of questions that you ask your agent. Ask for specific examples. Ask questions that are important to you and your home searching process. Also, have a list of questions and a checklist about the house itself. Not a specific house, but in general, some questions and guidelines that you're looking to get answered when talking to an agent. And if that agent is being honest and upfront with you, you will absolutely feel that, compared to if there's a lot of hesitation or just all positivity from them and no pushback. And pay attention to the pressure. If you are feeling that pressure sales, then you may want to think twice about what your agent is really set after. Is that agent really trying to match the right house with your needs, or is he really trying to go after that closed deal to get the commission? A good agent should be asking you a lot of questions about your home search and a lot of questions about what's important to you. A good agent should be listening a lot more than they should be talking. A good agent should be open and willing to have those difficult and challenging conversations, open and willing to talk about the negatives of Salem, the negatives about a particular neighborhood, open to discussing the negatives about a particular home. A good agent should not be steering you in any way. They should be providing you information as a guide and a resource so you can make the decision that's best for you. So if you are thinking about moving to Salem, Oregon, buying a house, you don't need a salesperson, you need a strategist. You need someone that understands Salem neighborhoods, understands the market, understands the lifestyle fits and needs that you are looking for. So if you want that strategy call, make sure you're hitting me up at the contact information popping up, email, phone call, text, also in the description below. I went through the same things that you're going through. I moved here with my family, relocated. I'm not a local, so I understand that perspective. I understand the possible concerns that you have, some of the questions that you may have, because I went through it myself, and I'm happy to share with you my personal experience and the experience from a seasoned real estate agent's perspective. And if you want more information, lifestyle videos about Salem, Oregon, make sure you are checking out these videos popping up right now.